So you hear all of these people, like a lot of people talk about all of these things like, tough minds and be resilient and mind over matter and the present moment and all of that stuff. But how do you actually do it?
Little sip of coffee just to get going.
Love is love. Love is love. Adios.
So guys, this week on the podcast, I had my friend, one of my best friends, Ian Lieberman on, and we talked about the temporal nature of life. I think I said that right. Temporal, or how temporary life is, and how realizing that for me and for him has really led us to have a greater appreciation for what life is. I understand that it's going to go away and that I never get today again and all of that. So that makes me really do my very best in each and every day. But this wasn't an easy thing to come by. This is a learned thing. So you hear all of these people, like a lot of people talk about all of these things like, tough minds and be resilient and mind over matter and the present moment and all of that stuff. But how do you actually do it? Because it's learned. Nobody just, very few, let's say, are just born with the ability to be mentally strong. How do we do it? The first thing, in my opinion, is that you have to learn how to be in the present moment, right? That is what shows us how temporary life is, because literally we have moment to moment. I am only living in now, and now as I look at my screen here, we are 1 minute and 30 seconds into this recording of the podcast. I don't have 1 minute and 30 seconds ago. I only have this very second in this very moment. So how do we learn how to do that? What are some steps we can take? Look, for me, I really practice one thing to be in the present moment, and that's I like to notice every time I get up. Okay, every time that my ass leaves the grass or the chair, however you want to say it, and I really like to try to pay attention to that moment. It sounds really silly and it sounds really easy. It's not. I challenge all of you this week. Message me if you can. If you remember, message me on Instagram. If you get more than 5 all week, noticing how many times you stand up, I'll be really surprised. Because what I'm saying by noticing when you stand up, not after, not the second after, and not the second before. Literally be like up, butt off the chair, I'm up. Up, like say it in your head, note it. Because what happens a lot is you'll be thinking about it. You're like, okay, I'm going to get up to get a drink in like a minute. And when I get up to get a drink, I'm going to notice that I got up. And you miss it. You miss the moment. You're a second late. And that's not noticing a moment. That's noticing the past. Which is, we're good at that. We're good at noticing the past, and we're good at thinking about the future, but we're very bad at the exact moment. So try it, give it out, give it a try for 1 week. See if you can get more than 5. My first week, I didn't get more than 5 in a single day. Now I've had a lot of practice at it, so I get more than 10. But it's not easy. It's practice. And the reason that I say that we have to do this is that there's a lot of times when we do have to focus on a moment where we really have to be present. And then we fail at it and we get upset at ourselves and we beat ourselves up by it. But why would you expect anything different? I don't understand why you'd expect it to be different, because you have no practice at being in a moment. All of a sudden, because it seems so easy, is the problem, is why you beat yourself up. All of a sudden, you just have to, you just think you're gonna have this really difficult thing of learning how to, okay, I need to be present right now, but you can't. You can't, because you haven't practiced how to be present. Just like everything else that we do in our lives, we have to practice them to get good at them. You want to get good at basketball, you have to practice basketball. You want to get good at writing, you have to practice writing. You're not just born a good writer. You're born with certain attributes that could make you a good writer, or certain attributes that could make you a good basketball player. Or maybe you have some certain attributes that could make you mentally tough. Like maybe you're born a little predisposed to those things, but you don't have it yet. You have to hone the skill. you have to get better at it. It's the only way. So this is a way that we can start to practice being in a moment and really understanding what it is a moment looks like, not the second after and not the second before. So I challenge you again, see if you can get 5 in a day. Let me know. Hit me up. Fire Marshal 205 if you're not following me. Go check out the podcast with Ian and I where we talk about the temporal nature of life. I've been thinking about that word for like 3 minutes before I started doing this. So yeah, go check it out. Go out there, guys. Find your power. Thanks.